What's up, everybody? This is Peter again for Sports Hot Rumors and Debates. How are you guys today? I can't appreciate you guys more than all these requested videos that's been coming in so much lately. And I will do every one for you guys because you guys mean the world to me when you request this. This shows me that you care and I care about you guys. And one of my guys who I love the most here, and he's been with me for a while, is Connor Banks, right? He requested a video how DeAndre Hopkins fits in Arizona, and I'll be happy to do that today. I've made videos on DeAndre Hopkins before and how this is going to change the game for Arizona and do everything, but let's start with how he fits, right? The number one thing, he's the best receiver in football, right? So anytime you get a talented player that can change the game, it's great. But if you get the best at something, everything changes because the team's now going to have to plan for this guy. Everybody has to change the defense. So what happens there is DeAndre Hopkins can stretch the field. DeAndre Hopkins can get you a first down. DeAndre Hopkins can get you 20. DeAndre Hopkins has no weaknesses in his game. So what that does, it makes everybody better. So that's how this fits for number one for Arizona. They haven't had a number one guy since Larry Fitzgerald when he was in his prime. Now, Larry still is one of the best players. Honestly, he still performs at a high level. Obviously, he's not a number one anymore, right? Because he lost a little bit of a step, but he just cannot be that guy anymore. He has been for so many years, and it's unfair to keep asking him to do that without any help. So the big fit here is that he takes Larry's place as the leader. When I mean leader when it comes to catches and yards and everything there. Because Larry will still be the locker room leader. But he takes his place as getting the most catches and get the most yards and the most attention, right? What that does is that leaves Larry open, Kirk open, Isabella open, Keyshawn Johnson open, whoever, Kyler to run, Drake in to catch a screen pass, whatever you want to say. And that is the big fit right there. Because if you don't have that player, if you don't have a guy to stretch the floor and to stretch the field and do all that stuff, you're not going anywhere, right? You can have good players that can do good things, but to win, to go somewhere far, you need a guy like that. Any team who wins a championship always has a good player like that. And here you go. Tyreek Hill was a big player who can stretch the floor, stretch the field and do stuff. Meanwhile, Sammy Watkins benefits from all that stuff, right? So Tyreek Hill can go fast. Everybody pays attention to him. Somebody goes for a 10-yard play. Boom, there you go. That's a big thing. But where I also believe the fit is what I just mentioned. Having that leader that can take away all this pressure is you can't put a price on it because it's so hard right now for Larry to do what he's doing for so long. Remember when Larry Fitzgerald was in his prime and Bolden and he had early Doucette and all these guys were benefiting it from him, right? Everybody can catch the ball and kind of just be like, all right, Larry's going to take away these guys and we're going to get the catches easy. And remember when Breston was catching the ball and it was just Warner was throwing to everybody at that point. And it benefited because everybody's eyes were on Larry Fitzgerald. So Warner can throw to anybody. So just imagine now, Kurt Warner couldn't run. So now just picture the Arizona Cardinals when they were dominant, having a quarterback that can run. Because that's what we were kind of missing, right? Warner was a great quarterback, Hall of Famer for sure. But what he didn't have was speed, and he knows that. But he had a great arm and he was accurate. Kyler Murray has everything, right? Yeah, maybe a little bit short, but it doesn't matter as long as he gets the throws. And DeAndre Hopkins gives him that target. DeAndre Hopkins is a perfect fit. And here's another thing. He is hungry, right? He is pissed. If you look at his video, he wants to work out. He wants to throw it in the Texans' face. Like, really? You're not going to give me the money after everything I did for you, carrying this team on my back? Getting open when Fuller's always hurt, I have to do everything. Benefit Arizona. And you know what? In the Texans, he never really had that great help. Fuller, when he was healthy, it showed what they can do, but he never could stay healthy, right? Stills wasn't the guy, so it was always pressure on Hopkins to do everything. Hopkins now doesn't have that pressure, so the fit is perfect. So what does that for Hopkins? He can relax. So maybe some days the defense shuts him down. Maybe he only gets 6 catches, 70 yards, no touchdown. But I tell you one thing, Larry or Drake or somebody else is going to get it. Because Hopkins is not one of those guys where he has to get the ball every time like Odell Beckham, or he's going to get angry, or he's going to get frustrated. He knows he wants to win, right? Long as the team is winning, and now you're putting him with a Hall of Famer and pretty much the top 3 receivers of all time to me, and Larry Fitzgerald, right? Larry Fitzgerald, if he had better quarterbacks, might have been the best receiver of all time, besides Jerry Rice. Larry Fitzgerald will give DeAndre Hopkins everything he needs. Why DeAndre Hopkins went to Larry Fitzgerald when it came to the contract situation and everything. And he listened to Larry. Because you know what? Larry has his head on straight. Even when this thing happened right now with all this protest and everything, Larry wrote how he felt, but it was so articulate. It was so beautiful. And it was something that he said everybody has to come to, because he's that guy. Larry is that guy that makes everybody better. And DeAndre is going to learn from Larry. And when Larry retires, look for DeAndre to be that guy. Because this is what we need. That is the fit for Arizona, right? Then if you want to talk a little bit more and dig deeper, go into the division. Who in the division has this dominant receiver? Right now, the Niners got a really good team. The Rams got a good team, right? They got some good receivers. The Seahawks got a good team. Metcalf is a beast, but Hopkins is better than all of them, right? And DeAndre Hopkins is a player that is so special. He will get you everything you need. He will get you the tough first downs. He will make plays with one hand. He will get you plays that when it comes to clutch, when it comes to time, when it comes to when you really need it, he's been there before. That is what you're looking for. He's been in these tough situations. The guy just played the Chiefs, right? The guy was playing. All the attention is on him. Everybody knows when the Texans were there, who were you looking for, right? You knew the running game wasn't working, right? You knew Watson was running for his life, and Fuller couldn't run on his hamstring. So who was he looking for? Everybody was on Hopkins, and he still performed. This guy still performed. The only guy I've seen like could dominate a game and still have a horrible first 2 or 3 quarters and still get at the end 8 catches for 106 and a touchdown. That's on his bad games. That's how good this guy is. He's not a stats guy. He's a tough guy, right? He will get those stats, but he's tough at the same time. And Arizona needs that, man. Like everybody, Arizona was just depending on Larry for too long. It just couldn't happen anymore. It's not fair to Larry, man. It's not fair to this guy. Just imagine now what Larry can just relax. It's like he could be on vacation. Expect Larry to do really well this year. I'm telling you, expect him to ever. If you're playing fantasy and Larry may be there later, and that guy will do well. He may have a game where it's going to be like 4 catches, 65 yards, a TD or 2 TDs. Look for Larry to have those games. Almost like Randall Cobb back, right? You know, getting those benefiting touchdowns when a lot of people were paying attention to Jordy Nelson and stuff. Cobb was open. So just expect that to happen. And Kirk is going to be the guy who benefits from everything, right? He's in his prime, and just if Kirk can play the way we all know, it's going to be great. But this is what Hopkins does. Take out Hopkins, you don't even know what Arizona's going to do. We don't even know if they're going to have a 500 record. That is what DeAndre Hopkins does. I hope I answered the questions, guys. I tried my best. Connor, thank you for your suggestion. Give me more suggestions. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.